Let's freaking go. We have a big show for you tonight. Conor McGregor is getting disrespected ahead of his UFC fight against Max Holloway. His big return. Jorge Masvidal's disrespecting him, saying really reckless shit. We got Michael Chandler saying that he believes that fight's going to happen still between Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor. Man, we got a lot of people calling out Conor saying he can't hang. He doesn't have the cardio. He doesn't take it serious. People are saying he's back on the nose candy. He is dealing with major disrespect and he needs to beat Max Holloway, get back in the win column, and start addressing these haters and these other fighters that are calling him out by name. We're going to get into all of that. Plus, Sean Strickland, my teammate, is absolutely popping off on Twitter right now. It's going nuts. If you haven't seen it, we're going to get into all of that. My name is King David MMA. I'm a professional MMA champion, a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. I'll be your host for the evening. I coach and I train at the best gym on the planet, Extreme Couture. So I have a little inside information. Plus, I pro wrestle for Fight Circus. My uncle was Hulk Hogan, and we're rocking the Fight Circus Hulk Hogan colors right now. Let's freaking go, guys. Let me check the chat. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I'm starting to do crazy shit. We got the super chats enabled. You can now super chat. You can super like. I'm giving away shit. Someone dropped a super like. I took the shirt off my back, guys, and now I'm shipping it out. You know what I mean? They did a $1 super like. They're getting a fucking $30 shirt you can't get anywhere. I'm paying for the ship and I'm doing it all. So if you super like or you super chat, no telling what might happen, man. We might give away some crazy shit. Also, get your real one shirts, guys. Get your real one shirts. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Make sure you check out Studio Millions. Man, if I could, like, I don't want to make this a sales pitch. Just send your coach to Studio Millions. Your coach, like, I'm not capping, I'm not lying, I'm not hyping it up. Dude, we pack gyms, guys. I got a whole team of people. They know exactly what to do. It's copy and paste. They put it in your coach's gym. Your coach just prints money and they love you. They will owe you dinner for life at the good steakhouses, guys. Make sure you send them to Studio Millions. All right, let me check the chat real quick. One time. We got R Pawn the Dawn in the chat. Let's go. We're live. 100, 100, 100. Hey, what's up, guys? John Hogan, what's up? Fire emojis, fire emojis. Hello, John. Best show on the tube. Let's freaking go, bro. You already know we do. John Hogan, what's up? Our pawn. All right, getting ready for the best part of the night. How are you? I'm good. Let's freaking run it, guys. All right, let me tap right here one time. Let me copy this. All right, and we are gonna get right into. I'm gonna drink this caffeine. You know, some dork in the comments was saying, "I don't like when you drink the drinks, man." Guess what, bro? I don't care. I'm not here for dorks that don't like what I do. I'm here for the real ones that like what I do. Okay? Big difference. So subscribe if you're a real one, if you're a bumblehead, a beanie baby, a balloon brain, anything with alliteration that's ridiculous. If you're that, don't subscribe, man. I don't want freaking dorky Dumbledore dweebs on the freaking subscription channel. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get right into it. Jorge Masvidal has absolutely called out Conor McGregor and like in a punking him fashion. He's disrespecting Conor. He says Conor knows that Conor cannot stand and strike with Jorge Masvidal. He says Conor knows exactly how the fight will go, and he says that's why Conor will not say Jorge's name because Conor is shook and Conor is scared to say George Masvidal's name. Guys, that's a big statement. It sounds like he's trying to bait Conor into saying his name so he can get a big fight. But here's the crazy part. If Conor's not saying his name, does Conor actually not want? I don't believe that. I think Conor will fight pretty much anybody on the fucking planet. So why is he not addressing Masvidal? Interesting question, guys. Interesting question. We're going to hop back to that question in 1 second. But before we do, let's talk the Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler fight because Michael Chandler still thinks that fight's going to happen. How do you say the dude's name? Hoofy, right? He's Chandler's fighting the wheel kick guy. And people are anticipating Michael Chandler's going to get wheel kick knocked out on the UFC White House card, which is unfortunate because we want Americans to win. because it's the American card. Plus, we're going to get into a strict. We got a lot to cover tonight, guys. So, Chandler thinks he's going to beat this guy, even though everybody's betting against Chandler. Unfortunately, Chandler thinks he's going to get the fight that was promised to him, which was the Conor McGregor match. And people, the community has spoken, guys. They feel like it's sad, right? It kind of is getting sad, right? Like, I hope Chandler gets the fight. I hope there's a happy end to this. But, like, man, it does not look like that is the direction that they are going with Conor McGregor anytime in the near future, unless maybe Conor loses to Max Holloway and Chandler loses, and then it's like loser leaves town match where one of their contracts got to go, because that's a lot of losses and not a lot of wins for both of those guys. So, maybe if they both lose, they'll fight. But if Conor wins, the only way Chandler has any hope is if he beats this guy and then hops on the mic and is like, Conor, you promised me the fight, bro. Let's fucking run it. Maybe then Chandler can get it. But Chandler's actually fighting first. So he would need to get on the mic, recall out Conor, and then hope Conor wins, because unless they're trying to build Conor up. But Conor didn't re-sign a contract. Well, he says he's getting paid what he's worth, but to my understanding, he's not on like a 10-fight contract now, right? So that's a big problem for the UFC, because if he wins and then he beats up Chandler, so he's on a 2-fight win streak, 2 vicious knockouts. He knocked out the former BMF Holloway, and he knocked out Michael Chandler in impressive fashion. Now he's going to take his free agency and test the marketplace, and then he's going to pop over to Jake Paul and go, hey, bro, let's make $100 million each, dog. The UFC does not want Conor McGregor getting out of his contract. So what would they do? If Conor wins, are they going to give him Chandler? That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think they can. At this point, unless Conor re-signs, they can't give him Chandler. But if Conor beats Max Holloway, I believe they're going to give him Islam Makhachev, right? So Masvidal's calling out Conor, trying to get his name in the mix, essentially saying that he's going to clap Conor's cheeks if they fight. Pause. Those are my words, not his words. But yeah, so Masvidal's saying he's going to cheek clap Conor. No Diddy. And I'd like to see that fight. To me, that's an interesting fight. But those are two dudes that the UFC is probably not super invested in, just because they're asking for a lot of money. They don't want to fight super frequently. Neither one of them have a lot of fights left on their contracts, or a lot of fights left in their career, in terms of, like, they're probably both not going to fight 20 more times. So unless they're doing some kind of legacy fight, like the fight that the rumor circulated that these two were going to fight at one point, but they never did. And now finally, George Masvidal, the original BMF, versus Conor McGregor. We stripped, what's the dude's name? We stripped Charles Oliveira. The BMF title's up. Conor McGregor could be a 3-time world champion. He could be the BMF champion and the 2-division UFC champion. Like something like that. Maybe they'll do that as like a legacy thing. Just to let Conor have. But, dude, that is a crazy matchup. Dana White, some of you guys don't know this. I'm going to give you an inside scoop. Dana White is on record saying George Masvidal is too big for Conor McGregor. Because George Masvidal was talking about the fight before, and they asked Dana, hey, he's a big star. Conor's a big star. What do you think about George Masvidal fighting Conor McGregor? And Dana's on record at a UFC press conference saying, oh man, George is too big for Conor. So then George Masvidal goes online and starts saying, yeah, man, you heard Dana? He said, I'm too much of a man for Conor. He knows what's up. Conor can't handle this much man. Pause. And you know what I mean? So, like, big pause. So he's saying he's more of a man than Conor. He's insulting his masculinity. He's disrespecting him, and he's been doing it for years. Conor needs to stomp a mud hole at Max Holloway and start going, hey, guys, guess what? I got 25 more fights in me. I'm coming for everybody. And start calling out these dudes' names. But Masvidal's saying that Conor won't say his name. Fuck, man. Conor, say the man's name, bro. All right. And then also, speaking of crazy fights, like Michael Chandler fighting a guy who everybody believes is going to wheel kick knock him out at the UFC White House. Strickland is claiming he's pulling up to the UFC White House Fan Expo even though he's banned from the UFC event, he says he's going to pull up with a megaphone and start popping off and calling out the big guy in charge of the whole country, Donald Trump. So Strickland's popping off on Twitter. If you guys have not gone through after you get off this live, go through, watch every single video I've ever made, watch it like 2-3 times for the algo. You know what I'm saying? Run it up. Let's run it up, guys. Let's do the reasonable thing here. Let's run the videos up. You know what I'm saying? Let's give me like 98 hours of watch time per person on every video. Let's do that, right? As a collaborative effort. So after you do that, right? Maybe in another tab, open up Strickland's replies on Twitter. So not what he's actually tweeted, but his replies where he's pop, dude. I'm not even going to discuss what he's saying, right? It's so fucking wild on there. But if you just want to see some absolute shit show of people accusing him of not liking a certain country and being a whatever name they come up with for that. But he did say one thing. He did say one thing we'll discuss. Sean Strickland said, if you to all the parents out there, he's calling out parents now, guys. He's got a beef with the parents, and so do I. I 1,000,000% agree with him on this. And this, honestly, guys, as the white representative of this live, right? I'm calling out white people, and my girlfriend's Asian, so hopefully she'll be able to call out the Asian community as well, because this is the people I see doing this the most. I've seen a Mexican family do it as well once, which was kind of fucking. That was a rough one. That looked like like that kid was too old. Well, okay, so Strickland said parents who put their kids on leashes are retarded. Okay, and I'm like, man, bro, can white people come together collectively and decide to stop doing this behavior? Because I've seen it, right? And I'm not here to talk about what any other race does. That's Asian problem, a black problem, a Mexican, whoever's doing what. Like, that's for that community to sort out amongst themselves. I'm here to talk to white people, right? White people, stop putting your kids on leashes, guys. Cat Williams said it, okay, back in the day. You didn't listen to Cat, maybe you'll listen to me, okay? Stop it. It's retarded. It's ridiculous. Okay, so Strickland popped off on that randomly. Shout out to Strickland for calling it out. We need to bring that topic back up until it stops. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Children, what? Why? Like, do you not know what people think of you when they see that? What they listen, do you know what people think of me when they see you do that, bro? You know what I mean? I've got black friends. You like they call me out for these other people's behavior. I'm catching strays. Cause some fucking dork and he let his wife tell him we need to put the kids on a leash. Okay, honey, I'll do whatever you do. No, stop it, man. Come on. For fuck's sake. Anyways, so yeah, so go have some fun on Strickland's Twitter. Go read his replies. It gets fucking crazy. But it's also like kind of like black pillish dark whatever so and so controls the universe or whatever. So if you're not into that, don't go do it. But if you could like separate yourself from that and just laugh at the back and forth of it all, like, oh shit, that's where we're at now as a society. Okay, great, cool. And you could just find humor in complete dark sadness, then yeah, maybe check it out. Also, guys, also, speaking of Sean Strickland, Brendan Allen called him out. Okay, he's already beat Brendan Allen, and Brendan Allen did the worst call out ever. Right? Okay, he said in a few fights he's gonna be able to. He's gonna be able to fight. He's gonna be ready. He needs a couple fights, and then he's gonna be ready, and then he's gonna fight Strickland, and then he can win. It's like, bro, you literally are in that statement implying you cannot beat the man today. So why are you speaking? What are you talking about, bro? Dog. Strickland will beat you up worse than he already did. Anyways, let me read the chat. Yes, this. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull up. Okay, John Hogan says I'm good. Leica says, "Do you do these every night?" I almost miss it. Yeah. So today's schedule got a little off. I had a big ambitious plan. I was like, I'm gonna drop a video and a live, and hopefully I pop all that off like 3 p.m. you know. And anyways, here we are. It's 10:41. Shout out to me being 7 hours late, but I'm on white people time or whatever, right? Hey man, listen, okay? It's an excuse for everybody. I can use the excuse too, all right? Arpam Patel says, yes, this is a daily show. How he's Connor's leg heal after that bone break. It used to be career ending. Dude, I'm sure Conor. So yeah, that is crazy. So to my understanding, the bone, because you know me, I'm gonna do some research on the shit, right? I like to know what the fuck I'm talking about. So apparently, this type of surgery, when the bone breaks, they go that there's now steel in his shin, so he's got metal in his shin. So people think here's the shin bone and like here's a fucking metal plate over it, and now when he kicks, it's gonna be steel. What it actually is like here's the shin bone and there's a thin steel rod in the middle of it. Okay. So you're actually still kicking with bone. And from my understanding, looking up Chris Weidman's injury, who is an American English speaker explaining the injury because there's been other people who had the injury, but English is not their first language. So Chris Weidman is speaking in a very straightforward way about it. And he says it hurts all the time. He says he can't do certain things like when he goes to the gym to warm up, like doing shuffle steps, jogging around the mat at first, like his shin is in pain. So he is not super confident in Conor's ability, but he also is very adamant that it has not improved his performance personally. He doesn't know what it'll do for Conor, obviously, but you know, in terms of that same surgery, that's the guy to go to because he is a former UFC world champion. He had the same injury, he had the same surgery, and he came back and fought with it. So he has some insight onto it. Also, I did more research, guys. I'm just out here like I like to know what I'm talking about. So Conor has he's on record saying that he has a fucking backup plan for every scenario he can think of because in the past he used to visualize like he's going to step back and crack Jose Aldo with the left hand and then it happened, but he never visualized backup plans if he were to get hurt or injured or something went wrong. So sometimes when shit hit the fan in a fight like with Nate Diaz, he had never visualized, oh, I'm going to get cracked with the 1-2 and panic wrestle and end up on bottom. So now he has visualized backup plans for every scenario. So he believes he's got a plan if he breaks his leg, what he's going to do. He believes he's got a plan if he separates the shoulder, what he's going to do, if he has to fight with one arm. So Conor is coming in. He sounds like the old Conor. He sounds like focused Conor. He sounds like Ibogaine cleared his mind. And so somebody also dropped a comment about this. They said, "Oh, isn't that the same thing that Deontay Wilder took?" Because Deontay Wilder was like knocking dudes dead, and then he took a psychedelic, and then after he took the psychedelic, he's like, "Oh man, I love you, bro," and like he doesn't want to hurt people in boxing anymore. Where he was like the most scary, vicious knockout artist of his time to like, "No, I don't want to hurt people," right? But to my understanding, and I've not done research on this, but I have a decent memory, and I would, if I remember correctly, and maybe somebody in the chat knows, he took ayahuasca. So I believe he did not take ibogaine. He took ayahuasca, and the ayahuasca trip got him like, we're all connected. We're all one. We're in this together. We're there. God loves us. We are all manifestations of God having, you know what I mean? And now he doesn't want to hurt people. So that's a very different drug than ibogaine, or a different plant medicine than ibogaine, to my understanding. And I believe what ibogaine is on record is doing is like on one dosage, 80% of people who have opioid or drug addictions do not care to do drugs ever again. And within two dosages, I think it's like 90, 95% sobriety rate after that, which is amazing because we have a fucking crisis in this country and that would help a lot of people. And Trump signed that into effect. That's why Joe Rogan was at the White House and people were criticizing Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan, I did a whole live on this, by the way. Joe Rogan had just said that like MAGA is like the MAGA people are stupid. You know what I mean? He essentially called them like blind hillbillies or something, some crazy ass term like that. And then like a week later, he's in the White House and Trump's going like, yeah, man, you called me up and you told me about Ibogaine. I was like, oh, do you want FDA trials or something? And so they're going to FDA trials right now. And it's going to help a lot of people, hopefully. So Conor took that because he had a fucking severe drug problem, as everyone can see. You know, it's pretty evident the dude's like hanging shit off his dick and sending selfies to bitches. You know what I mean? He's really out there. You know, he's on the fucking Lambo yacht in a green Speedo type shit. And listen, man, this is how crazy it is. Somebody was like, yo, bro, check this out at the gym. And they tried to show me the picture of Conor hanging the weights on his junk. You know what I mean? But I didn't, listen, I got a spidey sense about these things, right? It's like, you know, when they say that there's gay dudes that have gaydar. I got like a spidey sense about like pictures I don't want to look at, right? So if somebody's like too excited to show me something and they got like a sneaky smirk on their face, I already know it's bad. So I actually 100% have never seen the fucking picture. I can proudly say that, guys. I've seen people who posted it on Twitter with like it edited out, but you know what I'm saying? These dudes that are looking up the picture, Conor McGregor, man, and then showing it to their boy. Yo, bro, check this out, bro. Oh, I made you look, right? Come on, dog. Is that what we're doing? So that's what people don't understand, especially like an MMA gym. There's all this like tomfoolery and nonsense going on where dudes are trying to make you look at other dudes' news on fucking accident and then clowning you. Like you gotta be on high alert. Okay, you got to be at least, unless you like that type of thing. But if you're like, hey man, let that dude do that. He can be in his lane. I'm gonna be over here with my dime piece girlfriend. You know what I mean? You guys can all show each other nudes of other dudes if that's what you guys like to do for fun. Okay, and I get it. Hey, troll your boys, right? Do that, right? Just leave me the fuck out of that. Right. Anyways, so for whatever reason, I'm fortunate. I was blessed with a spidey sense to kind of fucking dodge a lot of that. So there's a lot of shit, and I intentionally don't even look at violent shit either. So there's like a lot of shit on the internet that's got like so and so has a sex tape, or so and so's dick was out, or so and so did this, or hey man, did you see the meme with the dude with the fucking balls or whatever? Like whatever. Almost none of it I've seen. I've never seen body cam footage. I'm like all the bad shit. I don't look at any of that intentionally, right? I like to program my mind with positivity. And I came to this place in life where I said, okay, I'm a human being and I have like a limited amount of bandwidth that my brain, because we were talking, remember the other day on the stream, I think that was yesterday, right? You know, 10% of your brain versus, oh, we actually use different parts of our brains at different times, right? But like a lot of people say we're only using 10% of our brain. Okay. Either way, our brain has a certain, to our current understanding, limited finite amount of resources we can use at any time. But here's the thing, there's trillions and trillions of pieces of data going on globally at all times, right? So our brain cannot possibly the world. There's allegedly 8 billion people on planet Earth, and there's all interactions between all of them and so there's, to my understanding, there's an unlimited amount of good shit and an unlimited amount of bad shit. And it's just up to you how much of each you want to focus on. So I'm like, hey, why not just focus on 100% positive shit as much as I can, right? So I try and do that. So like I've got friends that watch like police videos and fucking ice kicking in motherfuckers' doors. And then I got other friends that are like watching the dudes fuck ice up, and other dudes that are watching like the other side, people attacking them, like all that shit, right? I'm like, bro, don't send me any of that. Don't send me any of that. I don't want to see somebody with fucking sores on their junk. I don't want to see people, oh man, look at this fat dude who dressed like a woman now and thinks he's got different pronouns. I don't want to see. Anyways, so anyway, we keep it vibey around here, is what I'm saying, guys. And the lesson of what I'm trying to say right now, that maybe you could choose to use or not use or take with you, it works for me, is I just believe there's an unlimited amount of shit happening. So there's so many trillions of bytes of information out there that are positive that I can pump into my brain. So I'm going to pump the positive stuff into my brain. Pump. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Do I need a pause there? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Pump it in, right? Like, where are we at, guys? Anyways, let me know in the chat what you think, man. How many pauses or no ditties are required for the word pump. All right. Uh, okay, so yes, it's Daily Show. How's Connor's leg? Okay, we got that. I haven't seen it in a minute. Hi, friend. Hey, we got black people in the chat. Shout out. Listen, man, we got an international coalition going on. Everybody from around the world. Let's go. How about the leash around the neck, not the wrist, bro? I've seen that, dude. Dan Hardy took a psychic, I think, ayahuasca. Yeah. You're not missing anything. Representing. Yeah. So, okay. So, with the leashes on the kids, guys, I saw late stream is crazy, bro. Yeah, I know, dog. I be this way. Yeah, I got a lot going on, man. I'm on FaceTime with my dime piece girlfriend like fucking 98 hours a day and shit. She's over here like fucking, she's crushing me on social media. If you knew how, like, she's like 10 to 100 times crushing me. People are like, oh, bro, you got 20,000 followers on YouTube. I mean, on Instagram, you got viral. Hey, so and so just made a response video to you punking him with the thing, and he's saying he punked you. And now that video, and that guy's got 500K followers, and all this shit's popping off, right? And meanwhile, my girlfriend is like, speaking really great English, and that's not her first language, and she's just being like the most wholesome. And she's got like 250,000 followers. Her videos are doing like 16 million views in a single video. It's fucking wild. Yeah, I'm gonna bring her on soon. But actually, I probably not. Just and not so I was talking to her, I was like, you know what we should do? We should do like a couples podcast. We're like, we just, because she's got a degree in philosophy in addition to a degree in, like, I think English literature, even though it's not her first language. But I was like, we should do like a couples podcast where we just talk about like really deep philosophy and like the law of attraction. And so here's the thing, man. She's so sweet. I don't want to bring her into this smoke of the MMA world and everybody bashing each other and the influencers and all that. I mean, she can handle it or whatever, but it's just like we're talking about positivity. And so that's my issue, because I could go kickstream right now, but a lot of the kickstream shit is just pure fucking bullshit. And I'm good on camera. You know what I mean? I can elicit emotions, especially in those types of environments. Like, this is one thing, me talking to the camera, hey, what's up, vibe, right? But like when it's, let's say, Armin Sarukian and Adrian Broner, and Adrian is saying that he could knock out Armin Sarukian, and Armin's like, dude, I could take you down. And like, I I like that, right? Like, I like that environment. I like the like tension. I like the one dude is ultra confident but super fucking wrong. And by that I mean Adrian Broner would not knock out Armin Sarukian in an MMA fight by any stretch of the imagination. Armin would pick that dude up, spin him in the air like a fucking Ferris wheel, like a topsy turvy, like those things on the top of the hats that you spin, and they're like little helicopter blades. He would spin him around like that, spike him on his head, hammer fist him into unconsciousness, and if he was still awake for some reason, he would strangle him within an inch of his life, and pick him up after and like shake his hand and say, "Good, nice try, buddy." Um, you know, so I like that, right? Like, I could go do that, but there's also like dudes getting, I mean, the dude, I would like to be, if anything, I'm super sober in terms of like, I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't da, 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 right? So like oftentimes in that environment, I inspire people who have greatness in them. Like, let's say, I'm not saying him specifically, I'm just saying like in that scenario, like Adrian, like, bro, you don't need to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fuck, dude, you know the fuck you are, dog. And help a motherfucker remember who he is. But that doesn't mean that he could beat up Armin by any stretch of the imagination. Armin would stuff his head up his ass. And that's not a knock on him. It's just like, that's what the word sensei means. Right? Sensei means like he who was born before you, right? So people, as a martial arts instructor, it's saying like, hey, if I'm your sensei, that means we have access to knowledge, but we have access to it at different times. I was born before you, so I had access to the knowledge previous to you, and now I can pass that knowledge on to you in a more refined manner than my sensei did to me, because I'm taking what he did and I am trimming the fat, I'm burning away the excess, I'm sharpening the sword, and I'm giving you a more refined version of it. as we pass this martial arts lineage down. So Adrian Broner, I'm sure if he would have started learning wrestling and grappling as a kid, he would have done fine. But you can't think that you could fight Armin Sarukian. You know what I mean? The number 2 dude in the world. You can't fight that dude with no training. Like, what are we talking about? Oh, I'm gonna hit him, dog. He can level change to the floor, low single leg. And how do I know this? Because Randy Couture did it to James Toney. Low single to the floor, head inside on the knee. You know what I mean? He was doing it like Oklahoma State style, like John Smith style, right? And took his ass down, beat him up. James Toney, I believe, got $500,000 for that fight. And, it was one-sided. So he took an L and he got a $500,000 paycheck. So shout out to him. He got a life lesson and a bag. So good for that guy. We like the late night streams. Bring her on. Bring her out. Bring her out. I'm gonna be in Vegas during IFW. I'm trying to meet up with you and Justin at the gym. I don't want to fight anyone, bro. We're going on kick, bro. You're sparring both of us, but you're positive. Propeller hat, yeah. Propeller hat. Yeah, pick him up like a propeller hat. Do you think Conor will have speed and accuracy in this fight at 170? Dude, I've been watching some recent sparring footage of Conor. Dude, he's looking like old Conor. Now, is he as light on his feet as he was at 145? No, but he may have more power. Will he have the same speed? Well, guess what? Here's the thing. They're both going up to 170. So they're both going to have a little bit more mass on them. So they both will not be as fast. I believe that he has the best accuracy in the game. So I would imagine that his accuracy will transfer over. His speed may not. But I think Max's speed will also be less as well. 10-7 MMA. Shout out Sensei Alex Davis, great guy. Yeah, you already know, bro. We got a pink waving hand emoji from John Dong. John Dong, legend of the chat. He's the first person to super like anything ever. So he was the first monetization on the channel. Shout out to John Dong. Going down in YouTube history. Let's freaking go. Real one history. Wrestle World. I heard this is Max's first time at 170. Yeah, he's fought at 55. All these dudes walk around big. So right now, I did. Okay, so yesterday I weighed 179 when I woke up. Today I weighed 182. Okay, and the difference is I didn't train as much yesterday, so I woke up heavier today because I didn't sweat as much. So anyway, I'm walking at about 80 right now. I would consider myself, based on my training partners at the gym at Extreme Couture, the best gym on the planet, all the world champions, all that, Strickland, Misha Tate, everybody's there. I would consider myself a 145er. And I believe, this is going to sound crazy, based on having met Aljamain Sterling, that if I really fucking win in, I can make 135. Okay, so I'm not considered like a big 55er at all. Those dudes are like a whole different weight class. Like we don't even look the same. And so this belt I won at 165 pounds, but that's because the particular dude who I was fighting for the belt, he was an older guy. He wanted to fight an older guy. I was 44 years old. He said, let's run it. And I said, man, there's no way this old man can beat me up. I'm fucking aging in reverse. You know what I'm saying? I'm aging in reverse. I feel like I'm getting younger and more flexible and stronger all at the same time, you know? Listen, all right. I'm not even gonna start with my rounds on rounds shit. Okay. I gotta go for now. I don't talk like that anymore. You can go watch my old shit. You want my old shit? Buy my old album. You want rounds on rounds, in there, back to back. Oh, you want all that? You can go see my Instagram. Goat. Okay, 45, 35, Benjamin Button looking ass. Hey, with the God-given jawline. I didn't do this. God just said he has favor. So I said, all right, I accept it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm a big dude. I met Drekus and thought, what the fuck? Dude's massive. Yeah, man. So when you meet these guys, oftentimes it's like, what the fuck, bro? How do you make that weight? And speaking of crazy shit, uh, I'm doing a couple videos now. So the video that I'm structuring today to drop in addition to the live is about my uncle's Hulk Hogan and there's some stuff going on that I have insider information on based on his relationship with Donald Trump because they were pretty good friends, right? And I got some crazy secret shit that I'm gonna drop in that video, right? So make sure you tune into that if you're into that type of shit. Um, because Trump used to be a Democrat, guys. I don't know if you know that, right? Before all the MAGA shit, he was a Democrat. Like I got deep, like internal stories, right? R.I.P. to the legend, man. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man. R.I.P. Hulk. R.I.P. Terry, Uncle Terry. R.I.P. man. But yeah, so I'm dropping a video on that. But one thing, I'm also going to drop another video about Hulk's being the original frame monger because I have pictures of me. I'm I'm like, listen, I'm not considered a small dude, right? Like, if I walk up, people are like, when I go to the 155-pound practice, some people think that so here's what I mean. I have a large presence. Okay. I'm not a small dude. So when I pull up to 55-pound practice, a lot of people don't try and spar me because they think I'm a different weight class. But when we go weigh ourselves, they weigh like 10 pounds more than me. So even though they outweigh me by 10 pounds, sometimes 15, 20 pounds, they believe I'm bigger than they are because of the way I'm structured. I just look the part, right? So I look like a fucking baby child standing next to my uncle. And the way that he does me so dirty in pictures, I'm gonna post these pictures. I'm gonna make a whole video on like him being the original frame mogger type shit. Yeah, so I got another video coming, but he was freakishly large in person. Like his forearm, like I remember looking at his forearm, I was like, dude, he's got like a dinosaur forearm. Like that's a dinosaur bone. His wrist is like this thick from the bottom of my wrist to like that. It's crazy. And then when I would shake his hand, right? Like people would say I got a fairly big hand, but when I would shake his hand, right? You see how my fingers go past the bottom of my hand? My fingers would not touch the bottom of his hand. His hand is like this. Yeah, so it's freaky, but that's not related to MMA. What's related to MMA is that those dudes cut that much weight. So when people are like, "Oh, Hamzat cut all this weight. He was 230 pounds." So was Strickland, bro. I've grappled Strickland. I had Strickland uh, double underhooks. He's on top. I got double underhooks, and I have a butterfly hook. Okay. I'm like, I'm gonna sweep this motherfucker. I go to sweep him, and he just like settles his weight, you know? And then after the round, I'm like, yo, Strickland, bro. What am I doing wrong that where I'm not able to sweep you? Because I'm pretty good at elevating people, but like, what are you doing to stop me, or what am I doing wrong, or give me some feedback, bro? And he's like, I got 60 pounds on you, bro. You know what I mean? He's got 60 pounds on me. So at that time, I was approximately 165 to 170 because I was leaner, getting ready for a fight at a lower weight class. And I was like, okay, so if I'm 65 and he's got 60 pounds on me, that puts him at what, 225? Just casual 225, you know? So and that's not the biggest I've seen him. Before this fight, I saw him even bigger. So they're talking about Hamzat suffered a weight cut issue. Bro, dude, Strickland's cutting a lot of fucking weight too. All the biggest guys are. My guy 10-7 MMA met DDP. Freakishly big. Freakish. You're like, dude, how the fuck do you make that weight, dog? How are you not a heavyweight? Anyways, larger than life. The size difference between weight classes are wild. Some MFers, same weight class, are wildly different. Mike Chandler is tiny. Charles is big as fuck. Yeah, so Mike Chandler, he's I grappled him one time at Extreme Couture. He's not the biggest dude on the planet. He's like a little fucking a mini Mendez, yeah. A little steroided out bodybuilder, as Conor McGregor would say. But yeah, he wasn't like a giant, like long rangy dude. And then who's the dude? What's his name? The tarantula black dude fights, I believe, at 155. Dude, that guy, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, a 185er came to practice. He must have got because he's from out of town. He must have got the wrong practice. No, dude, that was he's like 6'4" and fights at 55. I think people don't get it because the average guy is 200 pounds in America. These guys are 210, but not fat and train killers. Yeah, they're like 210 with abs and like 6'3", and then they're cutting down to like 185 or 170. Oh yeah, Jalen Turner. You're right. Yes, Jalen Turner. I sparred that motherfucker. I was like, dude, I didn't know what the fuck to expect. Yeah, I was like, this guy's in the wrong weight class. I'm like, wait, is that Jalen Turner? You know what I mean? But at the time, I just was like, is that a 55er? Is that the 50? I was like, nah, that dude's in the wrong weight class. There's no way. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Yeah. But yeah, guy makes 55. So shout out to him. Also, I got a buddy, his name's Louis. He's a 55er. I believe he's 6'4". He is from Palestine. And shout out to him. He went over there and volunteered like a year and a half of his life helping like injured children in the rubble. And like, he saw some horrific shit. So he's doing God's work over there. When he was over there, and he's a big advocate of all that. And he helped me realize like the best plan isn't like he said, she said, it's peace. So I'm here for peace, right? I want everybody to like love each other, not just like get along. I'm talking about like let's love each other as humans. But yeah, so he's a huge motherfucker. He got knockout. He might have got knockout of the year in LFA. He was up in the running for knockout of the year because like some other dude tries to like come in on him and he just like lifts his knee, boom, KOs the guy stiff. Uh Dog, 85ers, those guys that people knew, they're all giants. Brendan Allen is fucking huge. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever seen Brendan Allen in person. I just know that he's calling out Strickland and he's not doing it in a good manner. He's saying in a few fights he'll be ready for Strickland or something. I'm like, bro, call him out now. Say, hey man, you called me the FAGG word, right? With the T at the end. I'm gonna slap the taste out of your mouth, bro. Listen, here's two things. You're gonna beat my ass or call me an A, right? But I'm not gonna let you call me that. You might win the fight, but you're not gonna just walk around calling me that without fighting me. So you might whoop my ass, but I'm not you know what I mean? That's what Brendan Allen could have said. Anyways, I'm not here to give him unsolicited advice. He can call people out however he wants to call them out. And if people want to know the way to build fight promotions and stuff, I mean, I'm on King David MMA. I'm going viral on like local shows with bad cameras in smoky rooms. And, all of a sudden I got Andrew Tate retweeting me and shit. But hey, that's just some people got it, some people don't, some people don't know what to do with it. Anyways, on to the next subject, guys. We got a lot of shit popping up. Oh, God, I forgot. I forgot. Your boy, your guys' favorite podcaster, Brendan Schaub, is saying the White House UFC event is not political. He's saying it's stupid to view it through a political lens, guys. Oh my gosh. So shout out to Brendan Schaub, man. Trying to, you know what, man? If I say anything positive about Brendan Schaub, I get obliterated in the comments. But I'm a fan of the dude's podcast. I think he's a fucking cool dude. He seems like a normal, well-adjusted guy. He fought in the UFC. He played college football. He's a fucking father. Seems like he loves his kids. He's there for them. Dude's out here doing comedy specials. I don't get the problem with the guy. You know what I mean? I just know if I go, bro, Brendan Schaub said the White House is not political, that like that triggers people. It's crazy, right? But guess what? you know, I get what he's trying to do and I support it. Like, let's be happy that our sport is on the biggest stage possible. I resonate with that message. I love it. But to say that it's not political, come on, bro. Strickland's banned, bro. Like, it's getting political at this point because people are getting banned for political takes. So it's inherently political. Now, can we support MMA? Yes, I get, and that's what I'm saying. I think that's the essence of his message is like, let's be happy for MMA. Let's be happy for the fighters, right? Let's not go back and forth with, oh, they're only doing it because of Trump or what. So I resonate with that message, guys. You can say whatever the fuck you want in the comments, okay? And maybe I don't know the whole story about Brendan Schaub, right? But to me, he seems like a legit dude. And there, people said some crazy shit in the comments that he's done or he hasn't done. He's suing people, all kinds of shit, right? I don't know about any of that. All I know is that UFC is now in the White House. Dana says it's not political. Brendan Schaub says it's not political. I believe, unfortunately, that it is getting political, and we should intentionally almost like zen the fuck out on that. Like, hey, everybody else can get political. We're going to take the good message out of it. UFC is growing. UFC is a great brand. UFC is allowing fighters to go to an event, which will be historic. It's a moment in history. It's like a fucking a milestone accomplishment that says the UFC's made it, that MMA is real, that it's a legitimate sport. Also, crypto.com is giving away $1 million in bonuses. So that's good. That's headed in the right direction. Is fighter pay where we want it? No, man. I want everybody to make 100 million every fight. That's how there's enough for everybody. It all goes around. Also, we talked about Adrian Broner saying he would KO Arman, which is absolutely ridiculous. I hope Adrian Broner, uh, finds peace and finds his greatness again. But he would absolutely get wrecked if they fought in MMA. Do not do that. Do not even, and maybe spar one time just so he knows what it is. That like, hey man, boxing is a limited rule set to keep you alive, but like you're not fucking with Arman, okay? And I'm not even the biggest Armin Sarukian fan. I just know that the dude can scrap. People are popping off. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah. This is what I want to address too. People are big mad about Josh Hokett. I made 2 videos on Josh Hokett. One was saying about how he's disrespecting Alex Pereira and he will chama on his mama. Those are his words. And I made another video saying Josh Hokett will be your next UFC champion after this UFC White House event happens. So Alex Pereira is going to be the champ, or Cyril Gane's going to be the champ. Hokett's going to fight the winner and become the champ. I break the whole fucking thing down. And now, fast forward to today, the shit's becoming more and more true. And people are going fucking crazy. If you guys read the comments, and I'm here, listen, as the channel grows, I'm beginning to not be able to respond to every comment. I'm still doing it. Like I take time out of my day, I go through and I respond to every fucking comment while I can. It's getting very close to me not being able to do that. But for right now, if you guys go in the fucking comments on these videos, especially like the Josh Hokett video or the Brennan Schaub videos, people are fucking popping off. And everyone's triggered that I say Josh Hokett is going to be champ. They're saying that in his last fight, he just threw sloppy punches and, had good enough cardio to get through the fight. But that like Pereira will wreck him. And I'm like, guys, has it ever occurred to any of you that he might use a different fighting style because he has other tools? Or you think he's going to just stand and trade with Alex Pereira? Come on, guys. Be better than that. You know what I mean? Like Josh Hokett wrestled in college. He's like a high-level athlete. He's performed on the world stage. To my understanding, he was like in the NFL, right? So he understands strategy and how to win. You think he's going to go with the wrong strategy against the wrong guy? No, he's going to find out his skill set that he can use that's best matched for whoever he's fighting. If he's fighting a guy who they both have wrestling experience and their wrestling kind of balances out each other, he's going to have to stand and trade with that guy, which is what he did in his last fight and he won. Well, in this next fight, he's probably going to take Derek Lewis down and submit him. That's probably what's going to happen probably pretty quickly. So anyways, I'm out here getting crushed by my girlfriend on social media. I need to step my motherfucking game up. So I'm dropping videos in addition to the lives because I have fun on the lives though. We get to chat, we get to freestyle. You know what I mean? I'm reading the fucking everybody saying shit. You know what I mean? Well, I like a dialogue, not just a monologue. I like to connect, right? I'm looking to connect, guys. So make sure you subscribe and have notifications on. Like the video. I will see you tomorrow. And for those of you who plan on super chatting in the future, I might just give you the shirt off my back because that's what I did for a super liker. All right, guys. Anyways, have a good night. Peace.